Thanks so much for making our tails wag by watching this guest interview from Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life.
Pause up, everybody. Welcome to Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life show. I'm your host, Arden Moore. She's back, and she's back with the tail wag. I'm talking about the one, the only Carol Bryant. She's as comfortable in front of a camera as she is behind the keyboard and loosely walking on a leash, a beautiful Cocker Spaniel. And I'm telling you, you got to check her out. Fi Dose of Reality. She is the founder, the genius behind it. She is the past president of the Dog Writers Association of America. And if you're a dog, she is your best friend. Welcome back to the show, Carol.
Thanks so much. I'm going to cry. I need a Kleenex after that introduction. Oh, my
There's
God.
no crying on this show.
Oh, still crying on Arden Moore show.
Hey, we had you on earlier, and you gave us kind of an overview of what you're all about in the world of dogs. But this one you're going to be loving. We're diving into Cocker Spaniels. Why, of all the breeds on the planet, why does Carol Bryant say, I am a champion for all dogs, particularly Cocker Spaniels?
So true story. When I was a kid, books just for my life. I mean, I lived at the library, and I sat at the library. I was maybe 7 years old, and I opened up a book called The Big Book of Dogs. And in it was
I think I remember that book. Yeah.
Right? Just literally the big, and it was this beautiful color, page after page of dogs. And when I got to the Cocker Spaniel with the little Daisy behind her ear, that was it. I mean, literally, I'm like, done. There's my life's trajectory. And all these years later, that kind of was the little.
So what is it? The look, the attitude?
I love it all. I love
size, what?
Their attitude. They're this big dog in a small body. Men love them. They're so rugged, but women love them. They're so floofy, and they want to just love on you and cling to you. But hey, I need some space sometimes. And they're funny. They're clowns. Like the way they act at 14 and 15 is the way they act when they're 1 and 2. They have this eternal puppiness about them.
I think us two-leggers should have that. I think this would be a great planet if we had the personality, longevity of a Cocker Spaniel, right?
But I warn people, I say, it's one of the most high maintenance breeds, but if you're willing to lose your entire income and throw your soul into them, they'll reward you with this lifetime of love, and you'll laugh. You will never not laugh. They're just a comedic breed. And I think that's what's lost on a lot of the fanciers is, they're gorgeous and they flow and their line is amazing, but man, they're funny. And
what does that do to your mental state?
You know what I feel? When I lost.
How has a Cocker Spaniel made you a better person, Carol Bryant?
Carol Bryant doesn't need to take any anti-anxiety pills. She doesn't drink. She doesn't. Yeah, well, it depends on the day of the week, but they balance me. They're zen. Just having a Cocker Spaniel with me, like I just light up like a Christmas tree, and it makes me feel calm. It's such a sense of calm to have a dog with me, especially a Cocker. So.
Well, and everybody, this isn't just your average Cocker Spaniel advocate. I mean, her Fi Dose of Reality blog is a game changer. It is veterinary supported. She has, good facts. She's reaching out to all of us pet parents. And I love being a news hound. See how I got the word hound in there? One of the best compliments you got, you were described as a dog lover of the highest order by... Finish that sentence.
Gayle King on Oprah Radio.
Nice.
My dog, my belated dog Dexter and I thought I'm going to try to get on Gayle's show. She used to have a radio show on.
Right. She's now one of the hosts on CBS Mornings.
Yes, and I thought, she had lost her Cocker Spaniel, and I wrote her, and I thought she kept saying on her show, I'm never going to get another one. So I dropped her an email, and I said, let me try to convince you. I would love to come and talk to you in the studio. And 2 weeks went by and the phone rang, and I thought it was a joke, and I hung up.
You hung up on Gayle King?
They said it's Oprah Radio, and we're calling, and I'm like, get out of here, Oprah. Okay, telemarketer. And they called back, thank God.
Oh my gosh.
And my wife and my dog and I went to the studio and did this beautiful half-hour interview on air with Gayle. She asked me if I could leave my dog, my Cocker Spaniel, in the studio, if I wanted to go do some shopping. No, Gayle King, I will come back to your studio and my dog will be missing and Oprah's your best friend. You're hijacking my dog. I'm like, I'm not leaving the studio. I'm going to leave Dexter behind.
She should have gone shopping with you. and
Right?
Dexter. Yes.
Right. And
Yeah.
so that was that was really I think the highest compliment someone could pay you, a dog lover of the highest order.
Oh, certainly, certainly. And I'm not trying to make you sad, but what a legacy, Dexter. And I've had the pleasure of knowing your late great dog, Dexter,
Yeah.
passed away in 21. But tell people, Dexter changed the Cocker Spaniel world and the world of blogging.
He really, Dexter was, when he passed, a 13-year-old American Cocker Spaniel, and how he passed was like not even in the slightest a reflection of how he lived. He just exuded joy. When he passed away, I've received so many images from people over the years that I didn't even know they took, of moments that they took selfies at conferences, or somebody said, look how he would just look into your soul. Everybody is right when they say they have the best dog in the world. Everybody. But I always felt like Dexter was extra, like from another time, another place. He was a very old soul and very intuitive. I had never had a dog like that. I hadn't even never been around a dog like that. But how blessed am I that he shared 13 years of my life?
How do you mean by intuitive? Give me an example.
Oh my gosh. If I would had a migraine coming on, he knew 10, 15 minutes in advance, and he would just lay himself across right by my head. Just the way he would be with me in the world. I don't even know how to explain it. Gosh, he took my breath away. He was just the kind of dog that he felt like a little kind person in a furry body. I never felt of him. And whatever I wanted of him, he had all these, he was Canine Good Citizen and Trick Dog 1 and 2. And he worked with the National Dog Show. He was an ambassador. He was my muse, but everyone would say to me, are you sure he's a dog? Like, he doesn't act, he was such an old soul that would just take to everybody. He never met anyone he didn't like.
How about cats?
He loved cats. I have pictures of him curled up in a ball with cats. He was just, I felt like he was a little Gandhi, Arden, and that's what killed me most when he was gone. So I can't let his death define me. I've let it guide me. I've let it guide me, and I want to carry.
And that's good advice to give others, because I'm sitting here looking at my two right here, Kona and Emma, who I love. And Kona is a first aid dog with me. She's my teammate with my cat, Casey. And every day I say, every day I'm with you two, and Emma now. Emma's like, don't forget me, is a gift. I think that's how I look at it. What do you think?
It's absolutely a gift. And that's what one of my biggest draws on my blog is about all the posts I've written about grief. Yeah. Because I think there's this myth in society that once the dog has died, we're not supposed to talk about them. And some people still don't get it. And it was just a dog and you could replace them. I want this to be a safe place for people to fall, because you should always, I talk about my dog. We're talking now, so I'm keeping him alive. You just said his name. I feel so good because I feel like he's right here. I don't even feel like heaven is woo up there for me. Heaven's right here. He's like right with me and guiding, all the things that I do. He's present in all of my actions. So he's never gone. Yeah.
And I think 2 decades ago, people hid in the closet and weren't able to talk about the passing of a four-legger. I think we've come a long way as humans, evolved. We still have a long way to go, but I think it's getting better. People recognize it is okay to go through the stages of grief, because I lost my dog Chipper, and she was a husky mix, and I just didn't think, and it was nice to have friends that I could talk with about it. And I think your dose of reality, you're giving people good guidance, because the heart, you have a tattoo, my heart beats dog. This is something we can't just push aside.
And they have such short lives. That's what it is. Like that timer starts.
How come they don't live as long as a macaw? I just don't get that.
I don't know. You know what? That's one of those mysteries of the universe. So that's why I live so large with my dogs. I like you said, every day really is a gift. It's kind of corny. I've written that on my blog. I feel like every day is Christmas morning. You wake up, your dog's like, let's do it.
Let's do it. Hey, everybody. We're speaking with Carol Bryant. She is the genius behind A Dose of Reality. And we're going to dive into some Cocker Spaniel fact or fiction and other fun things after we take this break. So sit, stay. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life Show. Guess what? I'm your host, Arden Moore, and we're talking with Carol Bryant, whose middle name should be Cocker Spaniel. But It isn't, but she does champion Cocker Spaniels and all dogs. And let's dive in because you have an army of Cocker Spaniel advocates with you, right? Let's talk
Yes,
about.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm pushing like 100,000 visits a month of Cocker Spaniel moms and dad. It's a really popular breed.
It's a great breed, a popular breed, right?
It is, and it's not for the faint of heart. So,
so let's dish on Cocker Spaniels. So what are like 2 or 3 things that you just adore about a Cocker Spaniel? What are a couple things you wish?
Yeah. Okay, so let's get the negatives out of the way and end on a happy note.
Okay, I like that.
They love to glee pee. One of my dear
glee
friends.
Pee. Say that again. There's a new word for 2023. Glee pee. What does that mean?
That's going to be the word of the year. It's where when they see you, they're so excited they pee.
I do that sometimes, but
yeah, I know it's a thing. I'm trying to get better about it myself. But glee
pee. Okay, when they're excited, they dribble.
And it doesn't matter. A lot of them are like 10, 12 years old. Hey, I love you so much. And oops, look what happened. That would be one of the things.
All right.
They are super. They need a lot of grooming, Art, and it's not just brushing. I mean, I've learned to do it myself. I took the.
So describe the coat. What is it? And the long ears that are heavy.
It is. Oh my gosh, it is so thick. It's double and it's thick and it's wavy. And then if you start just running the blade along your dog, you're going to get a dog that looks like a woolly mammoth if you don't keep up with them. And I think those would be the two, if I could change anything, I'd love if I didn't have to groom my dog, bathe 2 to 3 times a month.
Wow.
Because he's bringing everything home, but Well,
their ears kind of pick up whatever's on the ground, right?
And that would be another thing. Here's my bonus. I'm always telling you about bonus. Here's my bonus negative. They are prone to ear infections because they have these long, pendulous, droopy ears, and everything that is on the ground, they're kind of getting caught in their ear. And if you don't keep up with them, one day you're like, wow, what is that junk coming out of your ear? And
I've heard you can take a long-eared dog, a bloodhound, a Cocker Spaniel, whatever. Can't you just flip their ears up when you're watching TV and make sure that their ear canal isn't full of hair? What's some little things?
Yeah, it's the airflow thing. If you kind of put them up, you could put your dog's ears in a snood. That's just sort of like a head thing that goes on them, and they look like your grandma's babushka. It's kind of it looks like your grandma's hair protectant.
Okay.
It keeps the ears out of things, and I have several snoods in many colors. So
I love that. So let's go to the positive
things. Oh my gosh, they're eternal puppies. From the time they're puppies till the time they're seniors, I always feel like, they age and they slow down, but they've got that same puppy energy right till their dying day. They're puppies. I mean, the day my Dexter passed, he was wagging and kissing me. He just had that puppy spirit. I also love their soulful eyes. There's just something. They come over and look at you like, here, take my steak. Wait,
here's my bank account.
Go ahead. Here's your credit card. And their loyalty. They're snuggle bunnies, especially the boys. I've had both. I find that the Cocker Spaniel boys, I love that. I'm like, I show my dog I love them by holding them close to me and not letting them go. He's like, yes, I would love all of that and more.
Now, on your site, For Dose of Reality, you have amazing blog posts that have meat behind it, that have good information, veterinary supported. And I wanted to just go through, you had some blog posts for Cocker Spaniels about the right feeding and water bowl for them because of their long ears.
Yeah, absolutely. So unless you really love cleaning food, debris, water, and junk out of your dog's ear several times a day, it's helpful to have a bowl that the ears sort of stay on the outside while the snout goes into the bowl.
So what are these? Where do you get these? Get your paws on these bowls.
Chewy. You just kind of long-eared bowl, long-eared.
There's actually, you should go for the category long-eared.
Yes. Bowl. Long-eared dog bowls. And
I'm sorry, my dog's ears are up, so I'm just
always up. Yeah, and this is when people tell me you have a regular bowl, I'm like, oh, totally jealous because I have to buy these bowls that aren't cute, but they're functional. So it's that kind of thing. Yeah.
You also have on your site 50 Cocker Spaniel memes to make you BOL, which stands for
bark out loud.
Can you remember a few of them or?
Oh my gosh, my friend Naomi Lukaszewski, she lives in California. She has fostered 128 Cocker Spaniels, she and her husband to date. And she's got one, Cockers give you cockatude and the stink eye. And she's got one of her dog on the back saying, my belly's not going to rub itself. And that's what they are. They're very, like what I said, intuitive before, they're very They will tell you what they want just through their mannerisms. And somehow we're their slaves and then we respond to it.
Wow. Hey, on a serious note, and I do give you pause and applause, you do have a Wiggle Butt Warriors. We've got a few minutes left. Tell us about this part of your giving back to all dogs.
Yeah, my wife and I decided pre-pandemic we wanted to do something to help pet rescue other than ask people to donate. And so we started having fun in-person events and inviting people to bring their dogs to them. It's hard to find a venue that will allow well-behaved dogs to come.
Dog party!
Yes, but when you do, we've had dog weddings, we had dog winery, we were at the only pet-friendly amusement park in the country, and we took dogs with us.
Where is that?
That is near me, or you need to visit me. It's in Elysburg, Pennsylvania, which is near the central part of the state. It's called Knoebels. Knoebels. It's been around like 80 some years. It's the family name. Well-behaved dogs are welcome on leash at any time, and they can go on 3 rides.
Oh my gosh. Kona, Emma, we're going
You have to have a road trip to Pennsylvania, and we need to go get some cotton candy and ride some rides.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Wiggle Butt, tell us about, I know you've raised over $100,000.
Yeah, through the events, we would have people bring their dog, ask for donations. They would pay a fee. And just from sponsorships, the people who were attending, we raised over $100,000. But since the pandemic, we're like, well, now what can we do? Because people are still a little leery about getting together in person. So we're doing some online fundraising now until we could really safely get back together.
Is that on Fedosa Reality site, or is that on its own site? What?
Yeah, that'll be on my website. We have under the More category on my site, Wiggle Butt Warriors, and we're fundraising to help Cocker Spaniels affected by cataracts. That's our latest passion project.
Yeah, and if they have eye issues, that sometimes leads to diabetes too, doesn't it?
It does, and the sad part is why another thing I love about Cockers is I'd like to help them because when they turn 6 or 7 years old, there's this huge influx of Cocker Spaniels that tend to show up in our system that people no longer want. And that's when they start to show problems with their health.
Is that right?
People dump them. Yeah, people will dump them in shelters. And it's usually when they start to eye problems, ear problems. And, sadly, they don't want them anymore when the fun wears off.
Well, you have a young one with you, Alvin.
Yes.
I don't know if he's within camera. But Alvin, happy birthday. You're a year old now. How did you give him the name? And I sort of know, but you got to share. Where did you come up with the name Alvin for your cutie tricolored Cocker Spaniel?
Yeah, so I love to do Alvin and the Chipmunk impression.
And so
we got to get together and limp sync Alvin, because I've told you that I used to be Alvin with my sister Deb and Karen on the Chipmunks. We lip synced, and I would be like,
and that's the fun part. I've always wanted an Alvin. Darlene said, all right, we'll do that. And so then when we yelled at him, we're like, Alvin! And it's so much fun.
It is. It is so much fun.
When everyone lights up when they say, well, what's your dog's name? And you say Alvin, I get a chipmunk story. So it's such a fun icebreaker too,
It is. Hey, I don't know where the time went, but I love having you on our show. Everybody, please check out Carol Bryant. She is a woman on a mission. She actually has a tattoo that says my heart beats dog on her left bicep. And I just salute you for everything that you're doing. So thank you, my friend.
Thank you for everything you do.